do
Well,
it.
because I've been watching this whole journey come through, and I remember prior to the release of season 3, you were pretty down. You were like a downer Debbie, like, ugh, Star Trek Picard, it's not going to get me again. It's not going to get me again. They're not going to trick me into thinking this could be meaningful. So I'm actually most intrigued about your perspective on the season as a whole and the finale and how it all wraps up.
All
Did
right.
it betray you again?
Good
I'm
question,
going
Jeremy.
first then. Did it betray me? No. I would say that this season as a whole is easily the best of the three. Keep in mind that is an incredibly low bar. The analogy that I've been using for this show generally is that the nostalgia is the chocolate or the sprinkles or whatever the frosting on top of a cupcake, and the story is like the rest of the cupcake. So you eat that good sugary bit at the top, and then you bend the rest. That's generally what this show has been. This season, they were able to actually not only have really good nostalgia bits, but have a decent story to go along with it. I did not feel betrayed at all. I still, even at the end of 10 episodes, I don't like Jack. So Jack is Picard's son that they introduced this season. I hate him, and I figured out
He's the
why. It
mutt.
took me. He's That's it exactly. So I hate him because not only is he a he's that perfectly encapsulates it. He's a fucking nepo baby, and I hate him because of that. And so what they wanted to give us was Damian Wayne. What they gave us was fucking Mutt Jones, and I wish I could show you my notes because that's exactly what I wrote. Yeah, right here. And nothing changed for me. They never moved the needle throughout the course of these 10 episodes. But what they did do is give me a very satisfying finale for like 30 plus years of story, because they wrapped up the story of the next generation's journey in the course of this episode. We can talk about a little bit more about what that could possibly mean for the future going forward. But I would give this a solid B. I think it is a must watch for anyone who grew up watching the Next Generation show, with some caveats, mostly about Jack.
So the ending. So as someone who you're what I would call an ending whore, basically endings can make or break a show for you. So given how you felt, you think that the way it wrapped up, as you said, made the whole series a must watch for fans of the show and the Next Generation? No?
No, I think that you could easily watch only this season of Picard and be absolutely 100% fine and not really
Good
miss
to
anything.
know.
Not only could you do that, they even invalidated so much of season 2 without any explanation. There were
Interesting.
elements
Okay.
that relate to the Borg from season 2, gone, like inexplicably gone. Elements related to Q, gone. And so you
Or
never have to
undone.
worry about yeah, just gone. You don't have to worry about those things. So I don't think that anyone has to watch the first season. Like, he even has a relationship at the end of season 2, at the beginning of season 3, that by the end of the season, you're like, where is this character? And there's just no mention, no discussion, no nothing. And so it's really weird. They very much did like a Last
They did the
Jedi
Rise of
to
Skywalker?
Yep, to Rise of Skywalker. And it's just like, these things we don't like, they don't matter. Relationships that existed kind of like don't really exist anymore. It's very weird when you take a step back and look at the show as a whole. And so for that reason, I think it's much better if you just go and stick to this season. But this ending, this last episode, was very satisfying, just watching that core cast and seeing their journey.
So Danny, you're somebody who I know you're a fan of Star Trek, but you haven't had the Picard weekly update with Nick. I haven't really heard much at all with regards to your thoughts on the first 2 seasons. So what did you think of the first 2 seasons, and how did you
Oh,
compare
I've
of
heard.
season 3?
Yeah,
Reams of
Jonesy knows
WhatsApp
how I feel
messages.
about most of it. You know what? Just I really enjoyed season 3. I don't think I agree that the story was good, but what I do feel about this season was that the story was simple, and that's what made it a much better show in its entirety. It seemed to me, guys, that as the show was going on, they realized that what they had was a perfect opportunity to showcase the next generation cast, give it all that nostalgia, keep the story simple, and actually make it a real solid ending and a real good conclusion to the next generation saga. Whereas the start of the season, and obviously I don't know if this is how it actually ran, with those unmentioned parts of season 1 and 2, particularly that relationship that Jonesy was talking about that Picard has, it kind of like, oh, we don't actually need that, and we don't need that. But what about this happened? Yeah, forget about that. Just stick to the new plan. The new plan is give the original cast a really good send-off, because that's what we're enjoying writing, and I think that's what the viewer's going to enjoy watching. And I really did. I have to agree with Jonesy. It's a B season 100%. You don't have to watch seasons 1 and 2. I don't think you should watch seasons 1 and 2 because they're a little bit shit. This is definitely the best season of them. I'd put this one as the best, season 1 as the second best, and season 2 as the lowest of the pile. But seriously, just watch this season. If you're a Star Trek fan and you weren't sure about this, watch this season. I found it very satisfying. Great end to the show. I really do hope it's it, though.
Oh, really?
All right, Nick.
Okay.
It's up to you. It's down to you.
Picard
I have
report.
not heard you say a single negative thing about seasons 1, seasons 2, or season 3 of Picard. So how did it stick the landing for you?
That's not true. I said
No, I said I haven't heard. I said I haven't heard any negative
I
things.
enjoyed all of them, unlike these guys. I wouldn't say the first 2 are good, but I'd say I enjoyed all of them. This one felt like an entirely different show. It was so good. And I actually can't believe it was the same showrunner last season, because that one really did just go off a ledge. I found this, as someone who's only seen some Next Gen and then watched a lot more Next Gen while watching this, because I anticipated each week's episode more than even The Last of Us or something. I was like, oh God, what happens next week? Oh God, what happens next week? It just felt epic on a level that even higher than any other TV series has been, in a level of like cinematic or epic. With like, it felt like this is what the Next Gen movies should have been, where it balances the characters better. Just the last 2 episodes together work as like a super Trek movie with, high stakes and like flashy action scenes, and like, I don't know. And it just actually, even as someone who hasn't seen all of Next Gen, it felt really cool. They got all the bridge back together. And even my roommate commented, he's like, God, they're lucky they're all still alive. Like no one even died of like a car accident or before they were old or something. Cause like, even especially watching the finale, I was like, I mean, I know they had the movies, but I wish they could have done this with the original series and actually had like a good send off to the original series in a form like this.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
when you say the original series, do you mean the Kirk's show or the?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Next Generation
TOS,
series?
Kirk show. Like they never, like they had movies for
did.
that, but never felt like there was a good send off. Just like Nemesis was not a good send off for Next Gen. This
I
was
would
much
argue that
better.
the Undiscovered Country was the send off for that crew.
Was that the one where Kirk died again?
No, that was Generations.
Oh, okay.
So
Never
the
mind. I'll go
first
retreat to my
of the
cave
Next
now.
Generation films.
Yeah, but
Danny's
yeah,
like, "Ah, yeah.
I
Is that
enjoyed
right?
it.
Yeah, that checks out.
That was really good.
Memory.
It even got me to watch another show from the same producer. From the same showrunner, 12 Monkeys, and I look forward to what it sets up at the end without spoiling anything. It's a good Trek. Not Strange New World's good, but better than anything I've seen from Discovery, in my opinion.
I would take this over Strange New Worlds, like this specific season.
So this would be
Really?
I was
Yeah,
close. I was close, but
So you've got to factor in my dislike of children, right? So there's that, and then
Says the father of 2.
I love my children. Fuck everybody else's. Like,
I'm with Jonesy on this, 100%.
yeah, watching
You love your
kids
children.
like
I love my
Unless-
children. Fuck everyone else's
Oh,
children.
sorry.
Yeah, especially like watching
My
them.
kid,
And
my
I think
kid, I
part of
have
it
one.
is kids are written by adults, and so they are written, I think, even more annoying than
They're
they
written
are
as
in real
plot
life.
voices.
Yeah,
What?
and it's just like fuck, man. And so because there were no kids in this except Jack, who did all of the same things that children do, like that's part of the reason why I hated him, right? I was more into this than something like Stranger Things, and you cannot.
Oh, no, Strange
can't
New
forget about the
Worlds.
nostalgia. Oh, I thought you
I'm
said.
comparing it to other track.
I'm
Said
sorry, I thought you
Strange New
said
World.
Stranger Things.
Oh, so you
my
said
bad.
you would take this over Stranger Things, not Strange New Worlds?
That's what
Oh
Jonesy
yeah,
said.
no, yeah, no, not Strange New Worlds, no.
Oh, I was surprised
We
when
were a
you
little
said
less
that.
shocked. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
shocked.
sorry, I misheard Nick. No.
Gotcha.
Even if I
you
did say it
prefer
wrong.
Strange New
We're
Worlds
talking
over
Star
this
Trek.
last. You prefer Strange New Worlds over this season of Star Trek.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotcha. Okay. That clarifies everything, though I still don't understand
was
the
like,
comparison to Stranger
who are
Things,
the
but we'll just
kids on
drop it from here.
I was
I
like, who are the kids
so
on
I
Strange
thought you
New
said
Worlds?
Stranger Things. I was like, man,
Oh,
Where's
I
that
like Stranger
going? I'll
Things.
go with it.
What's wrong with you,
It's-
Jonesy? Now, actually,
I don't
I have a
dislike
different
kids.
problem with you now.
Oh my God! How are you
I
so
don't-
confused here, Jammer? Jonesy confused.
He said it. He
No,
said
no.
Strange New Worlds.
You're confusing people now on purpose, aren't you?
No.
Terrorist.
No, I'm not confusing anyone right now. I know we're on
Social
the same
terrorist.
page. I'm just saying I disagree with his Stranger Things assessment. That's all I'm saying.
okay.
It's a
We've
different topic
moved
for-
on from Strange New
Moved
Worlds,
on.
Kyle.
Moved on.
Anyways, does anyone have
We're back
anything
to
else they have to
Stranger
say about Picard before I guess we can move on to the news items of the day?
Oh, I've
Well,
got lots of things to say.
You got lots of things? All right, go for it.
I got
tell me
so
things.
it's only a couple of things real quick. So Nick mentioned it, and so we're gonna jump in the spoilers. Actually, Danny, you gave it a letter grade. Nick,
I didn't.
What's your letter grade?
A.
Okay. Shocking no one. I think